I'll tell you what doesn't feel good, I mean, you can't see it in the video, but on my calyx unit, I replaced all of the knobs on here to these pretty crystal ones, and I bumped into it before. That kind of hurt. Oh no, I can watch a football game for a few minutes. Oh, yeah, I'm here. Time, like, just, you figure, oh, I got 15 minutes. Good. I can do what I need to do, and then next thing you know, that 15 minutes are up. So I think our the spreadsheet should be good. When I opened it up earlier, I didn't see anything funky on it. I think was it Sharon that said every time she went to add her name, it would strike through her name. Well, that's because that particular field had the strike through on it. So I cleared all of that out. So there shouldn't be like anybody's bold or italicized or strike through or anything like that. Sorry about that. I'm just knocking things over here. Okay, let me get back to the video and let's see who's here. First off, hello everybody, welcome. I just get on here and I start complaining first off. I apologize. Just trying to get everything together. And it wasn't until last night I was telling Yvonne, it's like, you know what I forgot to do? I never did the PDF from last Friday. So yeah, so I got now two PDFs that I gotta work on. That one and this and the one for tonight. So hello everybody. I saw that Froggy was here. Of course, Yvonne's here. Yvonne's in the other room. We did like yesterday. Was it yesterday? Well, Thursday. Oh crap! I didn't close the blinds. Hold on a second. I'm not with it. I know there's things I gotta do, and then I don't do them. Okay. Hold on. And where is? Guess I pulled it. Did I pull it? I don't know if I pulled it. Yeah, I don't know where my pen is. Okay. No, I forgot to close. I forgot to close my curtains. I just spritz that really quick. So, yeah. So work Thursday. I did not get done until like about 10 o'clock at night. And so, of course, that just kind of took that whole entire like evening for me to get things done for yesterday. And then I thought, well, maybe I can get the stuff together yesterday, figuring that maybe it would be a little bit quiet. No, it was absolutely not quiet. I mean, I was going straight through, no lunch break, no nothing. And so, yeah, there was just no way I would have gotten the projects done at all for yesterday. So I figured, you know what, last night I shut the work laptop off at 5, at 5. And I decided, okay, I got to get this all put together for tonight. And that's exactly what I worked on. And today, as a result of working on it last night, I don't think I'm going to tell you what time we went to bed. It was after 3. So got up a little bit later than we wanted to. We ran out to Costco and Sam's Club, and the post office and the UPS store. And then we got back here with like 2 hours to spare. And I was able to take the pictures and do my write-ups for the projects for tonight, to do the video thumbnail, everything in the description. So got that all done in time. The only thing, like I said, the PDF for tonight needs to get done along with the one from last week. So that's what I'm going to probably be working on tonight after we're done with this and after we have dinner. And I think that's what I'm going to do. She'll probably come back here, work on, ooh, she finished all her diamond painting stuff. So uh, yeah, so she'll probably be working on something. But yeah, I'll get those PDFs done. All the pictures are taken and everything. So we're good on that. I got some show and tell for you guys. So I did break down. I did get that virtual card making event, the 15 cards that Stampin' Up's going to be doing. Ooh, was it next Thursday and Friday? I have everything here. I just got to kind of organize it because it was basically all like dumped in the box. So I got that to show. There were a couple of other little things that I did get. Um, and I'll show that. And then, some of the housekeeping stuff and what's going on. And then I think that's it. And then it's off to getting the projects done from tonight. All right, I'm just kind of prepping things here. And so who's here? Oh, Deborah, as an FYI, I don't know if you know this or not, but I think your email is like completely full and you're out of like storage space. Is that what it said with Gmail? What I did when I figured yesterday earlier in the day that I was going to reschedule last night's live to tonight. Other than doing the announcement here on YouTube, I also sent an email to all you guys just to kind of give you a heads up to let you know. And early, just not all that long ago, really, Google ended up sending me a message saying, Deborah, that your email didn't go through because it was full. So I didn't know if you knew that or not. So I figured I'd let you know that. Let's see. Just trying to get all this stuff sorted that came in the box for this card making retreat. And kind of put that there. So that's good. We got the announcement stuff there. That's show and tell. And I think I have everything together. So let's see. Of course, we know Yvonne's here and Froggy's here. Terry's here. Tracy, Deborah, and Carol. And Tracy, Deborah. Okay. It's really weird seeing all of the names showing differently on here. I kind of liked it the other way, to be honest with you. Yeah, I still have to get started on the birthday cards. I know Froggy's she's 3 days before me, so yeah, I got to get on that. Um, let's see. Oh, okay, Deborah, you got a different email. All right. Oh, okay, and that's probably what it is. That email, I'll tell you what, with all the junk email that comes through, I mean, it'll fill it up. I mean, my email, yeah, I think my Blue City email has like 10,000 emails in it, and most of it's all junk. And Becky's here, Sharon. Yeah, Terry, you're on top of it. I don't understand. I know that, I mean, you work hard, you put in a lot of hours working, and then you crank out some pretty amazing, awesome cards. So kudos to you. Um, do, 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 do. Um, Yeah, I don't think so, Froggy. Like when I have sent you the cards that you have won on my Fridays, I mean, lately, have you been getting them fairly on time, or have they just been taking a really long time to get to you? I mean, I would like to think that things are getting better, but yeah, it'll get done. And if you get, and and here's the thing that I look at: if you get your card a little bit late, what did I do? I extended your birthday celebration a little bit longer. Um, so with that, I think I'm going to flip this and we'll get started. I will show you there was a Christmas card that I did get in finally since we last got together. And some of you on here will probably be pleasantly surprised when you hear who it's from. So, but yeah, I think I have everything. Let me just move my water out of the way. And let's go ahead and flip this and kind of get it set up. And of course, we have our lights glaring on everything. Let's make sure we're kind of even here. Okay, that's good. Need to move this up a little bit. Okay. All right. So, Christmas card that came. I mean, my informed delivery showed that I had gotten it a few days earlier, but when I was checking my mail, it wasn't there. I seriously think the post office just likes to hold on to my mail. I did get the notification that my paper pumpkin was delivered today at the post office. However, when I went there earlier this afternoon, there was no paper pumpkin to pick up. So with Monday being a holiday, chances are it probably won't be till Tuesday till I get that. You got Sharon, what address did you use? Did you use the P.O. box or did you use the street? You know what, guys? What do I have on that spreadsheet for my address? Do I have, hold on a second. What address do I have on there? Do I have, um, let me see. If I don't have the PO box on there, then I am so sorry. That's no, it's on. I see it on there. It should be the PO box 34416, and then the zip code would be 38184 rather than 34. No street. I have a post office box on there. And you got returned to you? That don't make sense. Okay. I don't know what the post office is doing. I don't even think they know what they're doing, to be honest with you. All right, let me put this back. For every time I move out of the video, it always wants to revert to my error. You don't have a post. Oh, okay. You know what, guys? What I'll do is tonight after I'm done, after dinner, whatever, what I'll do is I'll resend the spreadsheet with the addresses because I just looked at it and it does have the PO box on it, but I did have that PO box since I want to say April of last year. um okay, all right. Yeah, the return address label should have the PO box on it because I had to redo them when I got the PO box. But yeah, I'll resend the spreadsheet because it is current. I worked off of it when I did the all of my Christmas cards. Okay, so speaking of Christmas cards, this card here. So those of you that are on that spreadsheet that we're talking about, where we do like the random act of kindness, we do like we'll send each other birthday cards, and then recently Christmas cards. One of the people that are on there, I was, I continued to send a card to her, and I was really hoping that everything was okay with her because I hadn't seen her for a while. And so, those of you that are on here that are part of doing the thing, you will recognize that name. So, I am really, really glad to see this, and I'm so glad that she's okay because I was a little worried for a little bit, but I'm glad that when I saw that this was coming, that really that made me happy. Okay, and then let's see. So some of the announcements, and also a little bit of show and tell on just a couple of things. So the product of the month, December is when it started, and so that was the true. You know what? I do have this printed out. Hold on. I keep messing up the name of it. True Blue Florals Designer Series paper. This is still available, so if you had not gotten this yet and you still want it, you can, it's still available, so you can add it when your order reaches $75 after the discounts that have been applied and before the tax and shipping. You can add this to your order for $5. On the order on your online order form, you will see like a box up at the very top, and once you reach that amount, it will say that you can add it, but you do have to click on that button and then actually click on the product to add it to the cart. It's not going to automatically add it. So December's is still available if you hadn't already gotten it. For January, there is the Fabulous Sayings stamp set, and I just so happen to have it right here. What's nice about this, the greetings in it aren't, I mean, your script greetings have like a really nice size. They're not teeny tiny. And then even these other greetings here as well, they're not really tiny. So there's You're on my mind. Thank you so much. Happy birthday. Hooray. Sending love. Just because there are simply no words for this. Hello to a fabulous friend, and you can do anything. So this is the product of the month for January. And again, the product of the months, it's a limit of one per person. So it's not like Celebration where when you reach certain um, amounts with your order where you can choose something for free. Now it's the product of the month. So this is what's for January. Then Bonus Days is currently going on. It started on January 6th. It's going to go through February 2nd. And so for every $50 that you spend, and that is after like any of your discounts have been applied and before the tax and shipping, you can earn a $5 coupon for every $50 that you spend. So in order to take part in this, you do need to have a Stampin' Up account created. You also need to have a valid email as well, because that is how your coupon codes are going to get sent to you. So if you place, say, let's use an example, if you place a $150 order, you will receive 3 coupon codes, and the email comes through, I would say maybe 5-10 minutes after you have submitted your order. Now, if you do multiple orders throughout the month where you earn a coupon code, I would say create, like, say, a Word document where you can copy and paste it into there. Because when it comes to February 3rd through the 28th, this is where you'll get to redeem those coupon codes. Now, you can use all those codes in one order. You can use it on multiple orders in February, but know that you have to redeem them by February 28th or you will lose them. So these coupon codes, they're kind of like a numeric alpha uh, code. And again, when you place your order, there's a box where you can apply it and you can copy and paste all of them all in one shot. You don't have to worry about just typing them in individually. And if you are new to creating an account, just want to just put a really quick shout out there that when you create the profile, there's going to be two boxes for opting in. One of them is for contact, and for that, if you order through me and you click on that, first know that I don't do any communications out of the Stampin' Up! Website. I do have a monthly newsletter, which the link for that is in the description of the video. So I wouldn't be contacting you through the Stampin' Up! Website. But what it allows me to do is when a new catalog comes out, so now, like say, when the new annual catalog comes out in a couple of months or a few months, if you're there, then I can add you to the list to have Stampin' Up! Mail to you directly the catalog rather than me mailing it out. It does save a whole lot of money when it's done that way. So if you are ordering through me, just if you click on that, that'll give me the opportunity to actually mail you a new catalog when they come out. The other one is for Stampin' Rewards. That, unfortunately, for some reason, it's not an automatic thing. If you don't have that one clicked on, then say if you place um, well, any type of order that's over $20, you're going to lose out on Stampin' Rewards. So starting at $20, you earn 10% of whatever the product total is that you can use towards your next order. And if you don't have that checked, then you've lost out on it. And unfortunately, from what I understand, Stampin' Up, they just can't go and add it in there after the fact. So please remember to click on that because those Stampin' Rewards, I mean, you earned them with placing that order, and I want you to be able to redeem them on a future order because every little bit that you can have taken off on your order, it does help. So that's bonus days. Then we are in a new month as far as subscription for Paper Pumpkin. Paper Pumpkin is only available to those that are in North America, so in the US and Canada. The subscription period for the February kit had already opened up on January 11th. It's called Celebrate Spring, and as you can see, it's about Easter. And this kit also coordinates with the Easter Joy Sweet collection that is in our new January to April mini catalog. And if you need a catalog, if you're not working with another demonstrator and you're here in the US, my email's in the description. Just simply send me an email, with your name and address, and let me know which catalogs you would like, because I still have annual catalogs. Even if you want one of the holiday mini catalogs, because those are great idea books as well. I still have some of those left as well, so just let me know what catalogs you would like. Along with that, Paper Pumpkin also has coordinating add-on dies. So these are the Beautiful Blooms dies, and they will coordinate with the January, February, and March kits. You do not need the dies to complete those Paper Pumpkin kits. This is just simply if you want to do some alternative projects and some really fun dies that you can use. You do need to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber in order to get these. And the item number for these is 168666. And my understanding is that they're still available. Now, the virtual card retreat. So last year, Stampin' Up! Had done one for scrapbooking. I believe that one may have gone for 3 days. I don't know if it was 2 days. It could have been 3 days. And so you received a whole kit to create, I think it was all 12 months, and there were 2 pages for each month. So it was quite a bit that went into that kit. This one is just strictly cards, and this is going to create 15 different cards. My understanding when I watched the video that Stampin' Up did, that these are kind of like fun. Some of these are like fun folds. The cards, they look really cool. So I was debating whether or not I was going to get this, because the price is, it plays a big factor on this. Here in the US it's 165, in Canada it's 225. um, this, like I said, I did get, got to figure out where to put stuff so it's out of the way. um, so on this, when you purchase the kit, it first off, if you order this along with anything else, what'll happen, the actual card retreat stuff comes in its own box. So they have everything in this box, and all they do is slap that shipping label on it and they mail it out. Anything else that you ordered at the same time, that will be shipped separately, because that's what happened with me. But it went out fairly quickly. So in this, let me show you now in person what's in there. So there's kind of like a welcome card on here. There's even the QR link here for the Facebook group. Forever Florals, this bundle, my understanding is that this is actually going to be in a future publication. So I'm thinking possibly the annual catalog, or maybe an online exclusive, but they did say that this was going to be available at a later time. So you got the stamp set, and you do have the set of dies. Then there is an exclusive stamp set to this retreat, and you can see there's some floral images and some greetings and some other little decorative little touches that are in this set. You do get 15 envelopes. Now the envelopes, I would have liked to have thought that these would have been in a package instead of going all over the place in the box. But you get 15 envelopes. You do get 3 of the small flip flaps. We do sell these in these, are they in the annual catalog, or maybe they are just in the online store? But you get 3 of the small ones. I always thought about using these in cards. Now I get to try that out and see how that works. Who knows, maybe I'll end up doing some cards in the future on my lives using the flip flaps. The embellishments that you get, these are the Moody Palette Glossy Dots. And as a matter of fact, these are the very same dots that are in the suite that I am using tonight. And they're nice and flat. So you don't need any extra postage or anything to protect your card when you use those, because they're nice and flat. You do get a whole pack of 24 sheets of basic white cardstock. Guys, that just gets me, when basic white cardstock was a package of 40, and now it's just 24, and it costs $14 for this. That's crazy. Just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it at that. That's what they're actually using for card bases. Um, be honest, I think regular basic white cardstock's a little too thin for an actual card base, so I may use my thick white for doing the card bases on this. There's also in here, is this 1 sheet or 2 sheets? There are 2 sheets of some die cuts. So you have panels here with little flower die cuts out of them. Other die cuts that I think you probably would be stamping on, and some labels. So even this one here with the little hearts that punch out of them. And then there is designer series paper. Whoops, sorry about that. Just knocked the phone. The designer series paper, now this is also exclusive to this retreat. So this designer series paper will not, you will not find it in a catalog or in the online exclusives in the future. These are all one-sided. You get one sheet of each, and on the backs of them there are like some cutting diagrams, and it's letting you know which card that this panel of paper is going to be for. I have some black and white floral, and there's some pink and white kind of checkered, or yeah, or mesh, whatever you want to call that design. And again, you got the numbers on here for what cards they're for. And that looks like Pool Party or Cloud Cover or Lost Lagoon, one of the three. And then some Old Olive. And some crumb cake with some little flowers. This almost reminds me of the paper that's in the suite that we're going to be doing tonight. And I did use some of the patterns, so you'll see that it looks very, very similar to that. And then they're also using two-tone cardstock. So you know that the two-tone cardstock, when you purchase it, you can either get it in individual packs of the color, or you can get it in combination packs. So usually one side, you got one side that's a darker shade, the other side would be lighter. What they did for this, they actually, it's on one side, one half of it's the darker shade, the other half is the lighter. And again, there are these cutting dimensions on the back of them. So it looks like Darling Duckling. This one looks like maybe Calypso Coral. Petal Pink, Berry Burst. There's actually quite a few colors in here. Bubble Bath, Secret Sea. That looks like Cloud Cover, Old Olive, and that I think is Lemon Lime Twist, and then Crumb Cake. So all of this is part of this retreat. Now, I will tell you that when they go to do this retreat, it's from 2 to 9 p.m. Mountain Time. So for me, that would be 3 to 10 o'clock at night. And again, it's on a Thursday and Friday, and those are days that I work. So there's a pretty good chance that I will not be watching this live. But what's nice about it is if you decide that you want to do this retreat and you purchase it after the event has happened, you'll have access to that exclusive Facebook page and group, and you'll have access to the videos and all that. So then you can then you can follow along. The thing with me too, when I craft, will that fit in there? Yeah, that'll fit in there. When I craft, I am not no Speedy Gonzales, and I'll tell you, when they go through the projects and they're going really fast, yeah, I just decide that, nope, you know what, I am just going to go at my own pace. I'll watch the videos and then I'll just take it from there. So Yvonne has actually, she ordered this, and what we're going to do is, I'm not going to do anything with it because I highly doubt she's going to get this before next weekend. So I told her I'll just wait to do anything with this, and then we can sit and we can watch and we can work on it together. So the virtual card retreat, these are still available. Again, there's 15 cards that you're making. And again, the designer series paper and the two-tone cardstock has all your cutting dimensions and numbers for the cards that they're going to go to. So I wanted to show you that. Let me move this out of the way. And then the other thing I had gotten, we have St. Patrick's Day coming up. So to have product, you know, to use, you know, closer to March 17th, I did get this Good Luck stamp set. It is a standalone set. There's no punches, there's no dies with this. And that's the stamp set. So the words in here are a nice size. Good luck, you're gold, and lucky to be friends. So we have that. And then this is, what is this called? The Pastels Shimmer Specialty Paper. This comes in Bubble Bath, Lemon Lolly, and Pool Party. There's 6 sheets in here, so you get 2 of each. And I actually, you can see it, I don't even have it in the new packaging quite yet, but there's Pool Party, which I think is like very, very pretty. And, oh, and they are double, wait a minute, hold on a second. They are the same, right? Yep. So both sides, you have the shimmer color on both sides of these. And then this looks like it'll be really nice for doing Easter projects. Well, actually, all these colors would look nice. And then there is the bubble bath. And I'm sure like Yvonne's like oohing and eyeing in the other room because her pink is that that light pink. So I'm sure that she's oohing and eyeing over that. All right, so that's all that I have that came along with it was part of the same order as the retreat. Let me move that. Okay, and I think we're all good. Let me just look at the comments really quick. We're talking, I see we're talking about pizza. Oh, where's all my comments? Hold on, where's all my comments? Get that stuff out of the way. We don't need all that. Yeah. Yeah, Sharon. Yep. She was on a mission when it came to Christmas cards, when it came to the birthday cards she still needed to do. She was going to make sure that she was going to get them done. So now she's just got to start all over now, and she's got to get started for next year. And just think of it this way, Sharon, she extended your birthday celebration. Um okay, so I think we're kind of like, yeah, the 120-pound Terry, I mean, yeah, I mean, when it was trying to figure out what weight of cardstock I wanted for bases and all that, Yvonne's actually brought some of that 120-pound, and I determined, yeah, that's, for me personally, that's just a little too heavy, but I think, what is it, the 110 or 100, I think, is what I end up using. Oh, of course, we're talking about about cornbread and soup. We had some soup last night. Yeah, and I agree, Froggy. If cornbread is too dry, then it is very dry and crumbly, and it is hard to eat. I agree. I've made it where I've actually added a can of like cream style corn to it, and that's helped with it. So, all right. So let me bring in what we are doing tonight because, you know, I think I've been talking long enough. So I am using the Lovely Blossom Suite. The Lovely Blossom Suite, I believe, yes, it is an online exclusive item. Now, the question is, when did it come out? Did it come out in November or did it come out in January? That's the question. See, they come out with the online stuff every other month. So it's hard to keep track of what product is from what. But the Lovely Blossom Suite, we do have the Lovely Blossoms Designer Series paper. There are only, what, four, no, five colors in this paper: Crumb Cake, Cloud Cover, Old Olive, Petal Pink, and Secret Sea. There are, so with this, you're not getting two sheets each. I believe it's three. You're getting three of each pattern. Yeah, three of each. And then there is one sheet, well, not one sheet, but three sheets that you can actually cut out the panels, and these panels can be used, like for card fronts. um, you got your little squares of little samples of the designs. Actually, I'm using this one here for our first card, but some nice panels that you can cut apart. So on this, you'd want to cut across this way, and then that way you can come down, and then you can separate all these pieces. And then that's the back side of that pattern. So pretty pretty. So let me put this back in here. And then in addition to this, I'll show you the other paper that I'm also going to bring in. Along with this, there is, like I mentioned, those Moody Palette Glossy Dots. That's part of this suite. They've got your Secret Sea, Old Olive, Cloud Cover, and then there are white ones in there. There is the Cloud Cover textured ribbon. So I think that ribbon is so pretty. Then you have the lovely arrangements bundle. So again, now that we have, the packaging is the same size between the stamp sets and the set of dies. What I do is I take the set of dies and I just take that and stick it in here in the same packaging with the stamp set. So that way it's all together. Usually I always kept it separate because, there's dies I can use in other projects, but in this case, yeah, I'm just putting them together. I will tell you, was it last weekend, that I have over to the side here, I have like three, four like media bookshelves. That's where I have all my stamp sets. Everything is in alphabetical. I have a lot that I need to mix in because everything's alphabetical. But up on the very top is what would all be current. There was a whole lot of stamp sets that I ended up pulling out of there that either they're gone for good now or they're now on the last chance list. So yeah, there's quite a few of these types of packaging that's intermingled in it. I just got to really figure out how I want to store these because again, you don't have that spine that has the name of the stamp set on it anymore. You just got what's on the front here. So you have that bundle. Then I think this is the last part to it. Then there is the lovely stripes embossing folder. Now, on here, they don't say that it's 3D. However, to me, this embossing folder seems kind of thick. I will tell you that when I've gotten embossing folders that didn't state that it was 3D, but it looked like it, I would run cardstock through it and it would be fine. And I would use just the base plate and then that gray plate for the 3D embossing folders. However, I use this to emboss vellum that's on, I think, the third card. And when I ran it through like that, it literally cut it. So like where the stripes are here, it just literally cut the vellum. So then I had like these strips, and that was not exactly the look I was going for. Usually regular embossing folders, when you're using your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, it would be your base plate, and you would use the two clear cutting plates, and then you would have your embossing folder that would go in between them. Yeah, I tried doing that, and I couldn't get it to go through the machine. Now I know the cutting plate, one of them was warped a little bit, but yeah, there was no trying to get that to run through. I would have just broke the machine. So what I did do is I used the base plate. I had took a piece of my, scrap grid paper where I kind of like folded into quarters, put that on top of the base plate. Then I put my vellum in here, put that down, and then I used the one clear cutting plate on top of it. It did emboss it. It doesn't have a deep impression on it, but there's a little bit that you can see that there is like a design in the vellum. So just like a little tip, if what do you call it? If you go to use this embossing folder and you're embossing vellum with it. So this is everything that is in this suite. As far as this suite goes, let me see something here. Really quick. This is Lovely Blossoms. Yeah, you got Lovely Blossoms, and then I think there's a and Lovely and Beautiful. Am I guessing at that? That's I think that's what I'm using next Friday. So that one, yeah, I can't keep track between the two of them. Okay, so nothing, according to what I'm seeing, nothing in this suite is on back order, so it is available. Um, yeah. Okay. So everything is there. All right. So let me kind of get these things out of the way. And then let me bring in, well, everything for our first card. Okay. And then again, I do have the link to the Google spreadsheet pinned up at the top of the chat box. If you would like to be in the drawing for one of tonight's cards, just click on that link and add your name to the spreadsheet. If you have any issues, just say something in the chat box, and then someone will be more than happy to add your name. I will say that you do need to be present at the end. When I do the drawing, if you're not here, then I'm going to have to go, spin it again. So you do need to be present to win one of the cards. And again, the cards, I can mail cards anywhere in the world. It's just product that I cannot send to other countries. So yeah, so it doesn't matter where you live. If you're across the seas on the other side of the world, yeah, I can mail a card out to you. All right, so I think Terry will approve of like at least two of the three projects tonight because we're using her boyfriend. And if you're new here and you're like, huh? Her boyfriend is the color blue. So two cards that are going to have Secret Sea and Cloud Cover. All right, so my card base is Secret Sea, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. I have a piece of basic white that measures 5.25 by 4. That's going to be for our inside. I have two different patterns of that Lovely Blossoms Designer Series paper. So this piece here measures 5.25 by 3, and then this pattern is 5.25 by 1. Then I have a piece of cloud cover that measures 4 3/8 by 3 3/8. A piece of Secret Sea that is 4 1/8 by 3 1/8. And then here is one of the panels from that one sheet that I showed you earlier. So I cut this one out. And then out of a piece of scrap white cardstock, I die cut this really, really thin label. So this is actually a die that's in the set of dies. So you have this little thin strip here, and then you have one that's a little bit larger. And so that's out of basic white. And what's nice is the stamp set being photopolymer, you can see exactly where you're stamping. So let me actually pull out the set of stamps because we're going to need that. Okay, so I'm going to start with folding and burnishing my card base. And yep, Terry approves. She approves. All right, my basic white for the inside, I'm going to add adhesive to that. I'm really hoping I can finish off this refill in here because, I don't know, this refill for some reason has been a bit fussy. It doesn't run as smooth as some of the other refills have. So I'll be happy when I finish this refill in this. Okay, so there is the inside of our card. Then I am going to take, let's see, this pattern piece right here. And we'll add that to the Secret Sea. And there's just going to be a little border around this. Okay, and then we have our cloud cover. I'm going to actually pop this up on top of this, but I'm going to glue this directly down to my card base. So I'm going to take the bigger pattern and I'm going to grab my liquid glue because I want to have that wiggle room to put this in place. And this is that pattern I was telling you about that was kind of similar to the one that's in that virtual card retreat. You've got your crumb cake background, your little white flowers, and then the centers are just a little bit of a darker shade of the, did I say cloud cover? No, crumb cake. Did I say crumb cake? I second guess myself all the time because sometimes I think I say one thing and then I have to think, did I say the right thing? Because one thing I will tell you that a lot of people do, they get Calypso Coral and Coastal Cabana mixed up. I've seen a lot of people call Coastal Cabana Calypso Coral and then vice versa. But yeah, this is crumb cake. We are using cloud cover, so of course the cloud cover, you know, would be in my brain. So, okay, so this piece is going to go over on the left side. And so there's going to be a bit of a border on the top and bottom, and then on this edge here it's going to be a little bit smaller because I do want to see a little bit of the card base after I put this piece on right here. So I do want to see that solid Secret Sea in there. Okay, and then we'll take this piece. Okay, we didn't need glue squirting out. And I'm going to add some glue on here. And then I'm going to take this and I'll add this over here. And I'm going to kind of be even the top and bottom and then leave a little border on that outer edge. Okay, like so. Okay, so there's our base. Then I'm going to take my cloud cover piece, add some glue. I did refill this thing up last night. Okay, and then this will be centered like so. Whoops, don't shift. Okay, and then we are going to take this panel here and we're going to pop this up. Let's see. We don't want it sagging on us. All right. Right now, it's quiet here. I don't hear a bunch of squeaking going on for somebody walking or jumping over my head. It's peaceful. I like peaceful. The Bills Broncos game in OT tied at 30. Just over 10 minutes left for those who need to know. Even though I'm from New York, I was rooting for the Broncos at one time. We'll just go with the Broncos. We'll see what happens. That was a while ago. All right, so now we have put that down. So let me set that aside. The greeting that I want to use for this one is "You are so lovely." So let's put that down. And I'll get my block, and I didn't get a chance to clean these, so they're a little yucky. And for the greeting, I'm going to stamp that in Secrecy ink. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat to stamp this. Okay, put this down. Get that out of the way. So we got our little strip right there. And ink it up. Oh, I think I spoke too soon. They must be home. The day's not complete until you hear this kid running all over that apartment upstairs from one end to the other. Okay, then I'm going to stamp this right in the middle, and it fits perfectly, like so. Close this up. Terry. Excuse me. All right, so let me set this aside. All right, and then I'm going to add a little bit adhesive to this. So let me see. What do I want? I want my silicone mat. And I'm going to take my seal. I just want some right in the middle here because I am going to pop this up on the card. But what I want to put on here, I am going to bring in the Early Espresso and Old Olive linen thread pack. And I'm going to grab a piece of Old Olive. So figure about that much will be good. And we'll cut. I did get some extra of this. I really do like this linen thread. I like when they had the colors of the linen thread. I wish they would kind of like bring it back. All right, you need to be that way. Okay, so now I will tie my bow. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to stick this right here in the middle. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in my my mini dimensionals. And I'll grab my take your pick tool. And I'm going to add like 2 over on this end. Kind of move that out of the way. Okay, going to scoot on up. And we got that right there. All right, let's move that. And then we'll take this and we will add this. Make sure my card's straight. We will add that right there. And then I'll trim these tails a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in these Moody dots, and I'm going to use the Secret Sea color. So these are really pretty, nice and flat. And there's two different sizes. Now, I will tell you that I struggled a little bit trying to get these off, so I found that was the easiest way. Just pick it up and kind of bend the acetate, and you can get them on my Take Your Pick tool. And there we go. There is the first card. So very simple, just utilizing one of those panels from one of the patterns of the designer series paper. So really pretty. Love the color combination of the cloud cover, Secret Sea, and the old olive. So there is our first card. All right. Now our second card. This was actually the last card that I had created. The other two that I ended up doing, it had a lot of cloud cover, Secret Sea. So I'm like, okay, let's do another color. So this card was a case off of one of the projects that Stampin' Up! Has on the website that they have shown with this suite of product. And so for this one, it's going to be mostly Petal Pink. So for my card base, I have Petal Pink 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. Then for the inside, a piece of basic white that measures 5 1/4 by 4. And then I did a lot of die cutting ahead of time. So in the set of dies, you have one that has this plate that will cut out these little flowers, and then you have another die that will cut out your piece here with the joined circles. And what's cute is that these little pieces that come out would make perfect little sparkles too on your card. So both of those die cut out of Petal Pink. Then I have 3 of the leaves. So all 3 of these basic white cardstock, stamped it with old olive ink, and I die cut those ahead of time. And then out of the same die, I had die cut 3 of these flowers, and this is that same pattern that I used on our last card. So there's 3 of those. And then out of basic white, that nasty bruise I got on top of my arm. I don't know how I managed to do that, but I evidently banged it on something. Okay, so out of basic white, I stamped the 2 flower images in crumb cake ink, and then I had die cut those out. And then out of a scrap piece of Secret Sea, I had die cut that other label that's in the set of dies. I stamped the Sending Smiles in Versamark ink, and then I heat embossed it using the white embossing powder. Okay, so now let's get this card put together. So I'm going to fold and burnish this card base. Okay, and then I'm going to add the inside of my card. Okay. And let's stick that right there. Now, of course, on the inside, and of course, it was kind of like a last minute on adding the white cardstock inside of this card and the last card that I'm doing because the cardstock was light. But since I added it to the first card we did with the Secret Sea, I figured let me go and add it on the inside of these two. Now you can, on here, you can stamp a couple of these flowers. You can use some of the designer series paper to put on there, you know, so you're decorating up your card on the inside as well. All right, so then this piece here that um, did, okay, I just said it was a scrap, right? I really needed to give you a measurement on this. So this was cut 3.5 by 3. And then the die, I'll show you the dies. So you have a panel this size. So my cardstock is cut a little bit larger. So it's only going to cut out these little flowers. It's not going to cut out, you know, you know, around this whole edge. So you need to cut the size you want, and then you just lay this on top and you run it through. And then there is the other die with the circles. Okay, so let me put that back in here. Okay, put that in there like so. All right, so what I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to take, let's see, which way do I want it to go? I'm going to add some glue after I take the top off. And I'm just going to add some between here. Whoops, and I did not want it to go. Oh, no, 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 no. Get out of there. Let's see. I think we are on. I think we are good with that. All right, so then I'm going to take this piece after I get that glue off there, and I'm going to just put it at an angle off to the left-hand side. And I'll get my adhesive eraser. Just remove some of that. Okay, and then on this piece here, I am going to bring in some dimensionals. Now I'm not going to put dimensionals on all of these circles. I'm just going to add it on a few of them. So we'll put something in all the 4 corners. Okay, and then I'll add one there. And then let's see, we'll put one there, we'll put one there. And then right in here. Like so, that should be good. So how was everybody's week? Like I mentioned at the beginning, mine was like super busy, and I'll tell you what, Thursday was not, I did not really care to work as late as I did, but I needed to get done what I needed to get done. But man, being done that late and then having dinner, and then by the time I climbed into bed, yeah, I was wiped out. All right, so now we are going to do some layering here of our pieces, but before I start putting those down, I'm going to bring in the textured ribbon in cloud cover, and I'm going to cut a piece somewhat close to the whole length of the card, not quite, and I will cut that. And then what I want to do is I want to flag the ends of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm going to fold it in half. Good. I'm going to line it up. Okay. And then starting at the end with the fold, I'm going to cut this at an angle. So now we have one end that's flagged, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And I think I'm going to cut this one down a little bit more. We don't really need it very long. Like so. No! I cut it the wrong way. I was supposed to cut it from the fold, not the other way. Okay, so there we go. And it's not long enough. I think we can still make it work. No, it's got to be longer. I cut it the wrong way. Okay, let's try this again. So fold it in half. And I want to cut from the folded side. That's how it's going to give me the flag. And then we'll do the same thing on this side. Okay. So that should be longer. It's about the same, isn't it? Okay, we're going to leave it. We're going to leave it. That should work. All right, so now to stick this down, I am going to bring in some tear and tape. And I'm going to add, come on. Add some right here in the middle. And burnish that really well. So then that way I can get the paper off of this. Okay. Just want the paper. There we go. All right, so then I'm going to take this and I'm going to lay it across like about here. Okay, and then we're going to start layering our pieces. So I'm going to take my stamped leaves, add some glue there, and then what I'm going to do is take a dimensional and I'm going to add it to the top of this leaf because it's going to hang over. It's going to hang over some from this popped up die cut. And then one of the printed DSP leaves. Then we're going to take this, kind of put it at an angle. Okay. And then this larger flower is going to kind of sit right there. So just want that there so I know where to put my next piece. And one of the stamped leaves. I'm going to tuck that right there. Okay. And then our flower is going to sit right up here, like so. Hold that down for a little bit. All right, then one of the DSP leaves, that will go right over here. Okay, and then another one of the stamped leaves. This will sit right over here. Actually, I need that stem to go up. Tuck that under. Like so. Okay, and then our greeting piece, I'm going to take this. This is going to go about here. And then this flower is going to go kind of like down here. So add some glue to the back of this. Let's get this card down here so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. Make sure I got enough room to put this down here. Gotta scooch this up a little bit. Okay, and then on this flower, we're going to add a dimensional. Let's see if this is going to make sure that it covers it. But hold it, yeah. Wow, I'm really close, aren't I? I don't know if I could, no, I can't scooch that up anymore. So we'll kind of pop that up right over here. That right over there. Okay, so that's that. So now we just have our embellishments to put on here. So on this one, I am going to use the white ones. Take your pick tool and take this one and add it here. And then we'll add one, let's see, up here. And another one kind of like down here. Okay, there is our second card. So on this, what I should have done is took my greeting piece and just scooched it up a little bit more. And then this I would have been able to put more at an angle. I just didn't want it to hang, you know, past the bottom edge of the card. But here is my case of the sample project that they have on the website for this suite of products. So let me just take my adhesive remover and just get a little bit of that smudge off of there. So there is our second card. Okay, our final card. This one I really like this one. This one, I found it out on Pinterest. Um, I'm guessing now when I say this. I think the demonstrator that did this, her name, I think is Jane. Is it Jane? Is it? I think it's Jamie Foxx. I think. I know that there's a. How many? How many games are you watching, Froggy? I thought you were watching the Broncos and the Bills, and now you're on Seattle. Hello, Elaine. Hello, it's been a while. Hope you've been doing well. Welcome back. All right, our last card. So this one, I really love how this one came out. So my card base is cloud cover. It's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. For the inside, I do have a piece of basic white that's 5.25 by 4. I have this pattern of the designer series paper that also measures 5.25 by 4. Now that die that we used on our last card, same die. This time I had used the Peaceful Garden Glimmer paper in the Secret Sea color. I think that came out just pretty. And then a piece of vellum that measures 4.5 by 3.25. And again, like I mentioned with that embossing folder, if it looks like it's a 3D because it just, I don't know, it feels like it's a 3D embossing folder because it's a bit thicker. But I will tell you that when I went to use the gray plate to run it through, it actually cut my strips of vellum. So what I had done is I had a scrap piece of my grid paper that I had folded in quarters. I had my base plate, the paper, the embossing folder with my vellum in it, and then just the clear cutting plate on top, and I ran it through. I mean, the embossing is not as deep and like really where you see the design, um, but you can faintly see like those dots and the lines in there. I just didn't want to cut it in strips and then try to glue it back together again. So again, this piece is 4.5 by 3.25, run through that lovely stripes embossing folder. Basic white, I had stamped and die cut the two of the larger flowers, and they were stamped in cloud cover ink. And then another little greeting strip out of the set of dies out of basic white. And then these leaf dies right here. This is out of soft sea foam, and these are actually out of, and it's not this set of dies, but it is out of the Delicate Pines set of dies. So Delicate Pines was in the, it was an online exclusive, I think, for, ooh, what month was it? July? September? I don't remember. But the whole bundle on this is still, it's not on the last chance, and it's still available. So it was this die here that I used to die cut the 3 leaves out of soft sea foam. All right, so I'm going to take my card base, fold and burnish it. Okay, and then the inside of my card, put our piece of basic white in there. Like so. All right, and then I'm going to take my designer series paper. I'm going to add that to the front of my card base. Center that. Like so. Okay, it's getting a little warm in here. All right, then I'm going to take my vellum. I am going to add carefully some of my seal to the back of this, and I'm going to kind of stick with kind of like in the center, because a lot of this in the center is going to be covered up. And then I am going to center that onto my card base, scooch it up a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to take my Glimmer paper that I have die cut. I'm going to take my liquid glue. I'm just going to add a little, well, try and keep it in the middle and not go crazy. Okay, and then I'm going to put this down. I'm not going to put it straight, but a little bit at an angle. So then that way I'll be able to see this Glimmer paper sticking out behind these pieces that I'm going to layer on there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an acrylic block and I'm just going to sit that on there for a moment. But maybe I can use this. Maybe this won't go to waste. So that ribbon that I had cut and I didn't cut it long enough and I messed up, I am going to cut the ends at an angle. Without snipping my fingers. So that's going to work. We can use that. So it didn't go to waste. All right. And then I'm going to take my little greeting piece here and my Stampin' Pierce mat. And I want to clean that one stamp that we used so I can use this block on this one. I should have got another one of these size blocks when they had them on sale at some point. I can't even remember when that was. All right, so let me take that off. And then, oh, I did pull out the stamps. Okay. For this one, I want the happy birthday. Okay, got my block. And we're going to stamp this in Secret Sea ink as well. Get that straight. Keep that up. And stamp that down. Okay. We'll set that aside. We're done with that. All right, now let's get this out of the way and let's bring our card back in. All right, now I want to take my leaves here and let's see, what do I want to do? I want to have like one kind of like tucked behind like that. So I want, what do I want to use? Do I want to use the glue? Let's try the glue. I did do glue dots before. Let's try this and see how this works. I want to kind of tuck this under a little bit like so. Okay. And hold it down for a moment. Okay, and then I'm going to take another leaf. And we'll have this one kind of come out like that. So let's see. Let's just bring in glue dots for this one. Yeah, let's do glue dots. backs, these leaves. September to December mini. Okay. Yeah, I just can't keep track on what product is from what ever since they brought on online exclusives. And okay, so let me ask those of you that are that order Stampin' Up! Product. Have you found that, you know, with the mini catalog that we had for the holiday mini and the online exclusives, are you finding that you are like completely ignoring the annual catalog? Because that's kind of like what's been happening with me. I know the annual catalog has, all of, like the cardstock and those kind of supplies. But as far as the products that are in there, I have like found that I've just completely ignored the annual catalog, and I know there's some cool stuff in there that I probably want that I haven't gotten yet. But all this product, that new product that's come out, I've kind of neglected the annual catalog. And the next thing you know, that annual catalog is going to retire. And then a lot of the stuff that's probably in it that I wanted is probably going to be gone. And yeah, it's like I've completely ignored it. Yep. Yep. And that's the whole thing too. You just can't keep up. And truthfully, you can't afford to keep up. You want all the new things, especially like in my case where, I'm doing the video content, I'm buying the products, and then it's like, okay, I'll use the product, to do a video. And so what have I done? I've done like a total of 6 cards with the product, and then next thing you know, that product's put aside, and then there's other products that I'm using. And the next thing you know, they're retiring. And yeah, I know that I've mentioned that to Yvonne one time, that it's like I just can't keep up with it. And honestly can't afford all of it either, because it does add up very, very quickly. And now the truth is that if you saw what my craft studio looked like, oh my gosh, I gotta do something, because I'm like running out of room in here. I'm getting closed in by this stuff. All right, so I have put down my soft sea foam leaves, and then I'm going to take these 2 flowers, and I'm going to add dimensionals to the backs of these. Just going to add 3. Okay, and move the backings. Let's see, which way do I want to put this? Put it this way. Put this one right there. Now I'm not going to completely press it down yet. I want to make sure I have it where I want it. Yeah. Yep, and that is also why in the month of December, my Throwback Thursdays were using current product, because it's like, okay, I was determined if I bought all this product that I was going to use it, and I was, yep, I made sure of it, and I did. I did. So I was happy about that. And I think when I started January, I think the first Thursday, yes, I did the woodland scenery. And yeah, that one, I think that may be on the last, I think, yeah, it is on the last chance. And and it's discounted too. So, all right. So now my ribbon piece here, My greeting is going to go over the top of that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tear and tape again. And I'm going to add some. Now I got to really burnish this down because when I try to take the paper off, I'm actually pulling up the adhesive too. So on this, I'm going to add 2 strips of it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I will say that the stuff that that I noticed this with a lot of like the stuff that was in the holiday mini, and then even the what do you call it, the online exclusives, that it was that I did notice like a lot of things, like for example, this bundle with the delicate pines and even the paper, it's not on the last chance list, that they still have it listed. Now, chances are come another what, month or 2 or 3, whatever the schedule is, that they add more to it. I mean, we may see it on there, but at least it's like you don't automatically see that, it's going away right away. But I mean, still, eventually at some point they do go away. And yeah, a lot of people have that frustration. Okay, so I'm going to take this, I'm going to place this right over the middle like so. And then my happy birthday, I'm going to not use my glue on this. I'm going to bring in my glue dots for this one. And I'm going to add a few on the back of this. Okay. I want to make sure that this is going to stay down. And one more. Okay, and then this is going to go right here, kind of like in the middle, like so. And then for this one, the embellishments that I'm going to use there is a cloud cover color. So I'm going to bring that one in. And let's see. These are very pretty. And again, they're also using these in that that virtual card retreat. If you're joining us late, at the very beginning, I did show what comes in that kit. I did, I'll tell you that when I got it, I did have quite a few Stampin' Rewards that I used to go towards it. So again, I'm not going to be able to follow them when they do it live. I'm someone that I can't do the be really fast on whipping things together, because that's when things don't go right, things aren't straight, and then I get frustrated, and that's not what it's all about. You want to be able to enjoy what it is that you're doing. So again, Yvonne had just ordered the kit, so I'm going to also wait, and we'll watch it together, and we'll put the projects together too. And I know 15 cards, and they look very detailed. So yeah, it's going to take a while to put them together. Okay, so there is the third card. I really like how this one came out. Those colors, whoops, you need to stay down. Stay down. So I really like how that one came out. Okay, so let me bring in the other cards that we did. So this was the first one that we did. There is now in the designer series paper, it's not like the other packs where you get a total of what, 12 sheets, and you're getting two each of each pattern. This paper, you're getting 3 sheets of each pattern. So there's 3 sheets where the whole sheet has like these panels that you can just trim. You can trim that whole piece of paper apart. And so now you got like card front panels, and so it makes creating cards, pretty quick. So designer series paper and that paper panel for this one. I really like how this one came out. And again, Secret Sea and Cloud Cover. Yeah, when these in colors came out, those my two favorite colors. I love both of them. And then this is a card that I cased out of if you go to the website and you bring up this suite of product, this is one of the samples that they had in there. So this is like my take on it. Now they did use a different color dot on here. I think they may have used this or the cloud cover, but I wanted to kind of keep it like a variety of using different colors for the card. So on this one, I had used the white, and then the crumb cake flowers, and then the stamped leaves, and the die cut designers series paper leaf. So I like how this came out. And again, you have 2 dies that will kind of give you like a specialty die cut. This one here is just a panel where you die cut these little flowers out, and then this one's going to give you those sheet of like circles on it. And then here is the final card. Again, this one I found off of Pinterest. I want to say that the name of the demo that had done this is actually like part of like I think a card class that she was offering. I just loved how everything kind of came about on this one. So yeah, I definitely want to put this one together for you. And again, I want to say her name is Jamie Fox. Um, I think that's what it is. It was pretty late by the time I got done last night, so. Okay, but there's our third card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tidy up just a little bit here so I have the space. At the very end of my Friday night lives, well, actually, this is a Saturday night live. I do a wheel of names. I do a drawing for one of the cards that I have made. So if you would like to be in on the drawing, of course, you do have to be present when I go to do the drawing. And it doesn't matter where you live, anywhere in the world, I can mail cards, anywhere. And so if you would like to be added, there is a link that's pinned up at the top of the chat box. When you click on that, it's going to take you to a Google spreadsheet. Just simply add your name there. And if you're having any issues whatsoever trying to add your name, just say something in the chat box and somebody would be more than happy to add your name to that spreadsheet. So let me just kind of get this stuff out of the way. And let's see. Where is... Got my pen. I got my little thing here with my little sticky notes with names on it. Let's see. Elaine, let's see. Well, you're on there, Elaine. This time we got Tracy. We're not skipping Tracy this time. I don't know what happened to this sheet the last time. But again, why is this one grayed out? I don't Okay, well, when I go to copy and paste these names over, um, we're going to make sure that you're on there, Sharon. I don't know why that field is grayed out. I think what I literally need to do with this, I think I need to just create a whole new Google spreadsheet for this. And then, of course, that means I have to put in a different link when I go to, I got to update when I copy and paste the link. So right now, Terry, Debbie, Froggy, Sharon, Carol, Elaine, and Tracy are on here. Um, I know earlier I saw Becky. Is Becky? Oh, yeah, there's Becky. Becky, do you want to be added to the list? I didn't see your name on there. Okay, I'll add your name on there. Do we have anybody else? Yvonne, do you want to be added or no? No, thank you. Okay. Oh, did you add her too, Froggy? No, she's only on there once. Okay, I think we have everybody. Okay. Yeah, because usually you're on there. Okay, so again, we have Terry, Debbie, Froggy, Sharon, Carol, Elaine, Tracy, and Becky. So I think we got everybody, right? Okay, so what I am going to do is let me move my water out of the way. We definitely don't want to spill that. So I'm going to take these cards, I'm going to move them up a little bit. And again, card 1, card 2, card 3. And when I go to spin that wheel, if I draw your name, pick which one that you want. Um, no, she doesn't. She figures that, if she really likes the cards and she wants to recreate them, I still have the sample cards that I made, and then she can just case off of that. Um, so let me do this. Let me take these names. And I'm pretty sure, Elaine, you didn't move in the past few months, did you? Because I still do have your name on a list, and I think you were you South Carolina? Let me see here. Um, there it is. Um, do, 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 do. Oh no, I was way off. No, you're still in Elgin, Illinois. Okay, yeah, I messed up. I have a couple of people that are in South Carolina, but yeah, my spreadsheet has you in Elgin, Illinois. Okay, so I don't think anybody has to send me their address. And again, those of you that are um on that the was it do I want to say um the rack card list, where we're sending birthday cards to each other and Christmas cards. I will update that because my address is actually a P.O. box. It's been that like that since last April. So just so that way, you have the most current sheet. And if anybody here who is on this list, if you have moved or your address has changed in any way, just let me know, and then that way I can update it and then send it to everybody. All right, so I am going to. Oh, okay. All right, so then yeah, I have your address. Okay, so let me move these out of the way. Let me disconnect my laptop and let me move these lights out of the way because we don't want that glaring on the screen. And I will bring this in, put it right there. Still need to move that. Okay. So now let me go ahead. And again, okay, so Sharon is on there. So, okay, everything that I had brought over is on here. So let's go ahead and spin this. Uh-oh. Terry, which one? Now only one. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Number one, okay. We had the eeny, meeny, miny, mo it. All right. Our next card. Froggy. Which card would you like? Would you like the second one we did or the third one? And I totally blocked. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. I wanted that. Froggy. For 3, okay. Whoops. I have to add a little bit of glue or something to that to keep that little greeting piece to stay down. Okay, so our second card, and that is going to go to Becky. There's Becky, there's Becky. All right. So my plan is to get these cards out in the mail tomorrow morning. So of course nothing's going to happen on Monday because it is a holiday. So it'll be Tuesday when post office actually goes and gets that mail out. So if you like the projects I had made tonight, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe, hit the notification bell. It'll let you know whenever I post another video. So Throwback Thursdays, and then I'm thinking probably Tuesday, I should be getting my paper pumpkin kit. So that video will come out sometime next week. Um, Also, there's lots of videos that are out there. And then also, I will mention too, if you look in the description, there is just above the list of supplies, there is a link that takes you to my Google Drive. Every Friday Night Live slash Saturday Night Live, I do create a PDF with pictures of the projects that I made in that video, and there's dimensions and everything on it. I do, they are free. I do have to work on the one from last Friday, in which I featured the 12 days of crafting advent calendar. And then I got the one to do for these projects. So that's going to be something that I'm going to work on tonight after having dinner. So with that, everybody, have a wonderful rest of your weekend and evening. And again, on my Friday, normally on my Fridays, I am going to do this like for the whole month of January, and there's a pretty good chance I may do. Terry, it's hot there. Oof, it's cold. It's cold here. Um, what do you call? What was I saying? That normally I was doing it at 7 p.m. So for at least the whole month of January, I'm going to go live on Friday nights at 6 p.m. Central. If that works well, then that's what I'm going to do going forward. Um, and I should be live on Friday and not on Saturday. So, everyone, have a wonderful rest of your weekend and evening. Have a blessed one, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.